You saw it and you clicked on it. What are best practices in safety, really? And I'm hoping you clicked because you're curious about best practices. I mean, you hear lots about best practices. Heck, I talk about it constantly. But what are these best practices anyway, really? What are they? So in this video, we'll take a fresh look at best practices and maybe, just maybe, I can get you to rethink safety in the workplace. Because let's be honest, safety isn't about checking boxes, right? It's about building something better. So today we're diving into 5 game-changing ideas that go beyond the basics. First, we're going to explore safety as a core corporate value, not just a slogan, but a way of life, a culture, if you will. Then, I'm going to talk about what it means to exceed the occupational health and safety laws. Minimums aren't enough. Next, of course, I'll talk about joining the Certificate of Recognition program and how that can raise the bar. After that, we'll talk about empowering a safety committee that actually gets things done. And then finally, we'll talk about blazing new trails, pushing boundaries to redefine what safety can be. Ready for the challenge? Ready to challenge the status quo? Let's dig in and see what best practices in safety really look like. So let's kick things off with our first big idea, and that's safety as a corporate value. Now, you might think, sure, every company says safety matters, but here's the twist. Really making it a value, not just a poster on a wall or a line in a handbook. Because safety as a value is the heartbeat of how a company operates. Picture this. Every decision from the boardroom to the break room starts with, how do we keep our people safe? It's not just an afterthought, it's a foundation. It means investing in training, listening to frontline workers, and then owning it from the top down, by listening to the bottom up. When safety is a true corporate value, it's not about avoiding fines or looking good. It's about people. It builds trust, boosts morale, and it says, hey, we've got your back. That's not just policy, that's a promise. There's a reason that 11% of the Fortune 500 companies have safety notable and prominent in their corporate values. Many of the remainder actually note it and emphasize it in many of their publications. So strong safety cultures actually create success. Now, next up, let's see about going beyond the law and how that takes it even further. Let's talk about exceeding OHS legislation, because sticking to the rule book, well, that's not what it's about. Because sticking to the rule book is just a starting line. It's not the finish. Occupational health and safety laws set that baseline, but best practices mean asking, how can we do more? This isn't about dodging penalties, it's about outpacing risks. Think better gear, smarter systems, better safe work practices, extra training, stuff that the law doesn't demand. It's the idea of spotting hazards before they're regulated and saying, we're not waiting for someone to die or waiting for someone to tell us to care. It's about doing the right thing in the right place at the right time because you should, not because you have to. So here's a good example. Here in Alberta, safety committees are required by the legislation to review the employer's site inspection reports and, of course, make recommendations for any unaddressed deficiencies. Why not take it one step further? What if members of the safety committee were actually participating in inspections, getting boots on the ground, so to speak? After all, you're the organization's safety ambassadors. And really, in doing so, well, that's an excellent textbook example of a best practice in action. It's been said safety leadership and exceeding OHS isn't just compliance with swagger, it's foresight. It protects people today and sets a standard for tomorrow. Minimums are for followers. Safety leaders go further. And understand, exceeding the legislation is great, but you need to consider due diligence as well. And documenting your due diligence. And this leads me to today's sponsor, Site Reports Builder. The sponsor of today's video is Site Report Builder. It's a versatile web-based software app that harnesses the power of AI to write reports, industry-based reports. Using nothing more than your phone, you can record clips the same way that you would jot down points in a notebook or on a checklist. You see something you'd normally note, shoot a quick video narrating what the point is. Then drag the videos into sitereportbuilder.com and let the AI do the rest. The AI analyzes the clips, then provides a generated report that you can further tweak and edit afterwards, but only if you want to. To be honest and truthful, I didn't have to do too much when I was writing my reports. And yes, you can try it before you buy it. All new users get 30 bonus credits, equivalent to about half an hour of transcription, or if your videos are no more than 30 minutes, 30 videos. During this trial, you'll have access to all of the Site Report Builder features. No watermarks, no hidden hooks, just an honest-to-goodness free trial. But once your credits are used up, you don't have access to anything but your existing reports. However, all you have to do is upgrade to one of the paid plans in your back-end business. Start with a basic plan and then scale up as needed. Now, Site Report Builder has also done our Provoking Safety community a big favor. The first 100 users that subscribe to the service get a discount of 25% for the first 6 months using the coupon code KEVIN25. That's KEVIN 25. All other users receive a 10% discount for life using the coupon code KEVIN, KEVIN. So check the description in this video for links and more information. Anyway, back to the video. Hey, great, you're back. Let's dive into the Certificate of Recognition program. Participation in the Certificate of Recognition program, or CORE for short. I know it sounds official, but it's also a powerhouse move for safety. This isn't just a pat in the back. It's proof you're serious about doing safety right. So here's how it works. CORE means building a safety system that's audited against predetermined benchmarks, shall we say, and measured against those benchmarks and then certified. It's about consistent training, solid policies, and showing your team and the industry that you've actually got skin in the game. It's like exceeding OHS, but it also comes complete with a badge of honor. Now, getting CORE isn't easy. It takes effort, but it pays off. Reduce risk, better morale, increase safety awareness, and even perks like rebates on your premiums. It's not just about recognition, it's credibility. And it tells others that safety's not a maybe, it's a must. So point 4, let's talk about fostering and empowering a safety committee. This isn't your average clipboard crew, it's a team with some real muscle. Because safety doesn't thrive in silence, it grows when everyone's got a voice. So here's the deal. An empowered safety committee isn't just there to nod at the rules. They actually do things like they spot risk, they propose fixes, and they hold the line, whether it's pushing new gear or calling out shortcuts, because they've got the authority to actually act, not just advise, but to act. And they make good recommendations to the employer based on that skin in the game, that being there and doing the right thing and saying the right thing, regardless of who wants to hear it. The safety committee that has both boots on the ground and also a place at the table to work on fostering a safety program with continuous improvement and promoting it in the workplace does, well, what they're doing is they're raising a safety culture to new heights. It's not about management dictating safety. This is about trust, giving frontline workers the reins to reshape safety. It builds ownership, it catches issues fast, and it keeps safety real, not just rhetoric. When the committee's empowered, everybody wins. Now, if you want to know more about safety committees and what they do for an organization, or you want to take part in a course to be an effective safety committee member, have a look in the description below for 2 playlists that will take you there. And I'll have them up at the end of the video as well. But we have one more point.
What's your point, Kevin?
And let's talk about blazing a new trail in safety. This is where safety gets gutsy, where we stop following and start leading, because best practices aren't static, they evolve. And we're the ones pushing the edge. Blazing a trail means rethinking everything. Maybe it's tech, like, wearable alerts or new ways to train, say VR simulations, things like that. Training that sticks and it's new and cutting edge. Or it's different innovative ways to do things. It's asking what's next and not settling for good enough. It's bold, it's creative, it saves lives. This isn't about today, it's about tomorrow. When we blaze trails, we set the standard for others. It's also even just doing something that's never been done before. And in some cases, it might just be doing the right thing. This isn't about today, it's about tomorrow. When we blaze trails, we set the standards for others. Now, none of anything that I've said here today is easy. But when you think about why the pursuit of best practices is necessary, the motivation is a little clearer and the work makes more sense. Look at it this way. Here's some hypothetical questions. Have you hired someone to work on your house? Are you happy when they say, well, this wall's not quite square, but the door closes anyway, so it's good enough, I think. Good enough. Or have you ordered a cake from a baker for your spouse's birthday and the baker misspelled their name, but they insist on taking your money anyway because, well, it's good enough? Or even worse, the words good enough, are they what you want to hear from your lawyer, your accountant, or heaven forbid, your doctor?
No, definitely not.
No? Well then, why is good enough, well, good enough for workplace safety? It's more than doing the right thing in the right place at the right time. It's about going that inch or two further, looking at continuous improvement and asking yourself what can be done to actually get there, but realizing once you're there, there's more to the journey. Have a look at the linked videos in the description, and by all means, leave me a comment. But also be that safety leader who wants to go one step further, regardless of your title or your place in the company. You don't need a title. You don't need a high place in the company. Just a desire and a little bit of motivation. Okay? Take care. Bye for now.